It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
Sure is crowded in here. That's okay. Reminds me of that tourist event that took place January 6th in Washington, D.C.
What tourist event was that, Jim?
Well, they were led through the corridors and they were escorted by like a half dozen police.
They served pizza to the Capitol
apparently,
Police.
and it was just a sightseeing thing.
Hardly
People were
anybody
there
did.
gathering flyers.
They were in lines and queues
Yeah,
and following this.
nothing happened. I don't know how the windows got broken. I haven't got a clue about
So
that.
how did we get the impression that there was something going on then?
With all the footage we saw, for Pete's sakes, holy moly, the guys were nut. They had to shoot somebody. A number of cops had nervous breakdowns. Some died. The place was overthrown by very, very angry people throwing signs and flags and climbing up shackles.
And we have 41,000 hours of closed-circuit television cameras from all sorts of sources in the Capitol to show us what happened.
The picnic.
The picnic.
The beautiful picnic that took place in Washington, D.C. I don't know why they would have put all those barricades up following that for the inauguration of the... Oh, wait. No, he didn't even win the presidency, did he? It's Trump won it.
What? He didn't win?
Apparently Trump won it. It was stolen from Trump.
Stolen from Trump.
Well,
So,
in his mind it was, and I think that's what's all important, isn't it?
what's
What
in your
he
mind?
thinks is
Or what's
right.
in my mind?
Like Tucker Carlson. He went through 41,000 hours of video. Now, obviously, he didn't cover all of that, and he found two absolute shots three maybe shots of the Capitol being right at peace and a half a dozen people wandering the halls. That's all he found, Terry. He said it was a lie. All those thousands. And Trump would tell you there was millions. Oh, how could there be millions that he said march on the Capitol? They went and marched on the Capitol, but somehow Tucker has it down to a busload of tourists.
Okay, calm down, my friend.
Yeah, well,
this is the Jim and Terry Show for our ones and twos, and we're just two retired guys with a coffee. Jim still got his here, although if there's anything left in it, it's got to be stone cold.
It's stone cold.
Stone cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, in a stone cold
In
cup.
a stone cold mug. Yeah. Actually, it's a nice ceramic mug.
It is.
Yeah, the Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbitall Studio in Bob Cage. And Jim is here, not with his maple leaf blankie as the Skype show would have led us to believe. He's here, all dressed up, no place to go.
Yep, just sitting here.
Wait a minute, you came for breakfast.
Well, that's the only reason I come, actually.
Once a week, Jim gets breakfast.
I had French toast, and I put ketchup on it and almost killed Kim, and oranges.
Okay,
and coffee.
let's talk about ketchup on French toast. Ones and twos, if you're listening and you want to comment on your favorite way of consuming French toast, which is just eggs whipped up and toast dipped in the eggs and put on a frying pan. What's your way of eating it? And I'll give you a number of options. Only ones that I'm familiar with. And the third option is one that Jim surprised me with. But it makes sense, and he can tell you why it makes sense. The first option is usually good old-fashioned Canadian maple syrup, authentic Canadian maple syrup, not the corn syrup that gets passed off from Aunt Jemima or one of those knockoffs. It's corn syrup, that stuff. I mean real Canadian maple syrup.
Which was designed completely right from the beginning of time to go on pancakes.
Everybody knew that. From the time those sugar maple trees bred and repeated and populated all of Canada, especially Quebec and some parts of Ontario. Maple syrup is us.
Yeah.
Okay, so maple syrup that's the first accompaniment for a French toast. Number two, would you say a sprinkling of icing sugar over top?
Again, designed originally for pancakes.
Icing sugar designed for pancakes? I've never had that. I might have put applesauce on pancakes. Have you ever had that?
You can put anything on a pancake.
Sure you can. Okay. Now that takes us to the third option. So go ahead to your one that grossed out my wife.
Ketchup.
Ooh.
It's egg.
Ketchup.
Oh, I would put, actually what
That's
I
not
would
sweet.
I would have. You didn't have a pepper shaker out there. I would have dumped pepper on it and ketchup.
Really?
It's egg
Yes.
and it's bread.
I hear you.
And you know, a lot of people put ketchup on eggs.
I do.
Well, apparently Obama thinks you're crazy.
But that's okay. I am.
And sometimes when I make an egg sandwich, I put mustard on it. We're killing the audience. You know
Okay,
that
I'm
right
not
now.
sure about us mustard on that, but I will go with it. How about on ham? Do you put mustard on ham?
Well, if it's funny if it's a ham sandwich, yeah.
Okay.
Lots of times, like okay, when I have breakfast, and every Saturday I go out with my friends and have breakfast. I usually have eggs, which I don't put any ketchup on, since apparently that's really repulsive to some people. But I will put ketchup on my home fries, or my home fries or hash brown. I also put malt vinegar on it.
Okay, let me get this straight.
And ham.
You squeeze ketchup on everything but the egg because
Yes.
you respect your viewing audience at the table that you're
Yes.
sitting with, and they get grossed out.
Not them necessarily, but apparently eggs are not, in the culinary world, are not supposed to be paired with ketchup.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Let me do a Jim Carreyism.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I'm wrong. I think Obama said you never put ketchup on a hot dog. It's a hot dog, he said. Not
I love the way your mind works, my friend.
it's a hot dog.
It's like a broken gear. Every
Only-
once in a while, it gets stuck.
only mustard on a hot
then it
dog.
gets-
That's it. Only mustard on a hot
Okay,
dog.
how do we get from Tucker Carlson and 5 minutes of a selected, edited 41,000 hours of closed-circuit television from the Capitol on January the 6th down to mustard or ketchup on an omelet versus French toast?
Controversy, Terry.
Controversy? That's
It's
what this...
controversy.
How can we get rid of controversy? Tell the truth. How would that be?
I think that would be wonderful. I don't, getting back to Carlson, if you want, I don't know how the guy, I've said it on many shows, I don't know how he sleeps. He absolutely knows he's lying. We've seen it in his emails. He doesn't even like Trump. Matter of fact, what did he say? I hate him
With a passion.
with a passion. That's what he feels really about Trump. Yet he tells his audience he's the president and he got robbed of the presidency. I'm sorry, man. I mean, this world is just going to hell in a handbasket, in my opinion. And even the internet and everything else that goes with that, where you have often said nobody has to make an account for anything they say. They just say it, and there's a bunch of people who believe it because psychologically they're already programmed to believe what they're being told. We're just being lied to left and right and, folks, in the middle. They're sticking it to us.
I won't show you the gesture. I won't describe the gesture that Jim used. Sticking it to you.
They're
right
raping
up the
our
middle.
emotions.
And remember, we're just two retired guys who we've got no exclusive knowledge. We don't visit any dark web. We haven't got any FBI informants telling us
Nope.
anything. We're just trying to
Yep.
have a coffee and say, have you heard?
Sorry about the egg thing. Go ahead. Put ketchup on that.
I will. I will. Tucker Carlson, it kind of got me, the spinning of the famous Josh Hawley run down the hallway to get away. Did you see?
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
just.
also saw Stephen Colbert's version of that, saying a 7-year-old outran him.
What I enjoyed about that selective editing by Tucker Carlson is that Josh Hawley, he made a point of saying he wasn't the only one. Yes, but he was the slowest one and the last one to run away.
Well, Tucker Carlson somehow put that as a badge of honor on the guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
he stayed to the very end.
stayed
and
to the very
just
end.
ran before the place imploded.
Only pushed down two old ladies in rockers.
Why would he run? If you're so brave and there's nothing happening, maybe they were going to serve you a pizza or a sandwich.
Yeah, even the Republicans, some of them came up and said, come on, we were there. It was horrifying.
Now, I like the way you said that. You're learning to speak precisely, which is some of the Republicans.
Oh, you're never going to get all of them. They're sold. They've sold out. They're Trumpites and Trump. I'm sorry to say, I told you way back that I had a feeling he'd end up being the president again. And woe
and
to the world.
I said no,
Whoa.
and I was gonna. Did I bet a loony? We used to have money.
Now,
I thought I was
we've
gonna
had so
tape a
many
loony.
bets now. I had to take a loan.
Okay. Yeah. So misrepresenting the 41,000 hours. He's going to come out with a whole series of these things. This was just the first one that he dropped.
I can't stand the thought of
I
it.
cannot stand the duplicity, which shows me you can He's a Harvard graduate, so you can.
Oh, he's planning. It's for money.
It is for money.
It's just for money. And folks who are listening to him, you got to understand, he's lying to you. He knows he's lying to you. He knows you're gullible, and you're going to believe him because you want to believe him.
Wow.
You want to believe that Trump didn't lose, that he's not a loser. He's a loser. He lost to that old man named Biden. He lost. And now he's going to run again, and my fear is he's going to win. Unless they throw him in jail before he gets to jail.
Don't know. I hope he doesn't run. I'm hoping there will be something before then to prevent it. If he does run, I think Biden will probably kick his proverbial posterior. Goodness knows it's a large enough target.
Yeah, but I think, I agree with you. But I also know that there's millions and millions upon millions, about tens of millions of people out there that so much want to believe Trump. And I don't know how you can follow him. The whole God's man and everything, I don't understand. And trust me, I'm fearful when these prophets and everybody say what they say. I'm fearful to speak against that. I'm actually fearful. I don't understand unless Trump really is God's man because he's corrupt, just like Pharaoh.
I mean, he's sent to judge the United States.
Sent to judge because the guy lies. He lies at his speech again. Some of the things he could have spoke on what he actually achieved. He did achieve some stuff. We may not like what he achieved, but he said he was going to do it and did it.
He built a partial wall.
He should have said, and if you had have elected me, it would have been done by now.
Well, he said that Biden was taking it down. I'm not sure that I've read anything where that's true. But yeah, stick with the facts. If you got facts and you can support your stuff, your claims with evidence, that's the way to tell the truth. But to make stuff up and then pawn it off as truth, I don't know about that.
Okay, it's your turn to get in line for the coffee.
Okay, I guess I will. All right, Jim and Terry Show signing off. I don't know what we talked about, Jim.
All kinds of stuff. Bye-bye.
For now.